The Galaxy Watch 6 is the perfect example of what's old is new again. The bezel is back on the 6 Classic, and the regular Galaxy Watch 6 looks and feels pretty much the same as last year's model. I've been testing both the 6 and the 6 Classic, and they share the same internal specs, with the main differences being build material, that rotating bezel, and of course the price. Bezel enthusiasts, brace yourself, because this satisfying is $100 more. Now, the watches come in a small and a large size. I'm wearing the small version of both. That's the 40mm on the 6 and the 43mm on the Classic, and my wrist measures 152mm. All the sensors are the same as the Galaxy Watch 5. Heart rate, body composition, and skin temperature. They both have LTE versions, so you can use the watch and stay connected when you're away from your phone. So what's different? Software, bigger screens, and a slightly longer lasting battery, but not by much. Samsung's upgraded the AMOLED displays to a higher resolution than last year, and they're also physically bigger too. Absolutely no complaints there. But it is the maximum screen brightness that's really been the most helpful for me, and it hits a maximum 2000 nits. That's twice as bright as the Watch 5 and Watch 5 Pro. Now, this means you can see the display much more easily in the sunlight, and the always-on display is also brighter. That is super helpful for me during outdoor workouts, which was one of my complaints about last year's watches, because I just couldn't see that display well enough when I was out on a run. But that bigger and brighter screen naturally brings up the battery life question. Samsung quotes the same runtime for both watch sizes actually, so up to 30 hours with the always-on active and 40 hours with it off. Did I meet those numbers in my testing? I got a maximum of 27 hours with the always-on display active. Now that's with notifications, sleep tracking, and a 30-minute GPS workout without LTE. If I had a bit of a heavier day's use, that's more like 24 hours. Slightly better than the Watch 5, but really not by that much. And it takes just over an hour to charge from flat to full using the charger, or you can of course use reverse wireless charging, which is always a bonus with the Galaxy Watch. If you want the longest lasting battery, that's still the Galaxy Watch 5 Pro. Samsung is keeping that in the lineup, and that lasts 2.5 to 3 days with similar use. Okay, it's finally time to talk about that bezel, and I'm happy to have it back because it makes navigation so much more fun and practical, especially if you're wearing gloves or you have sweaty or wet fingers. It is slimmer than the Galaxy Watch 4 Classic's bezel, and it generally looks more sleek overall. But it doesn't do anything new. It's not exciting. It should really never have left the Galaxy Watch series. The regular Watch 6 has a touch bezel around the edge of the screen, so you can move your finger around to get the same effect as the physical bezel. But one unexpected big perk for me is this new watch band design. It's a one-click button, so you can swap bands in and out really easily, and it is retrofitted, so you can still use those older spring pin bands, and the new bands are also backwards compatible with older watches. I also appreciate that the watch bands sit a little bit more flush with the body, and it's generally a very comfortable watch to wear, especially this hybrid leather band on the Classic. These are the first watches to run WearOS 4, but at the time of recording, 2 of the flagship apps with this update aren't available yet, Gmail and Calendar. WhatsApp is there though, and the watch is also running One UI 5 Watch on top of WearOS 4, such a mouthful, and it has a couple of Galaxy Watch exclusive features, including extra sleep coaching features and emergency SOS to send your location when it detects a fall. Now, you also don't need to reset your watch when you switch to a new phone, which is kind of a big deal, especially if you upgrade a lot, and Samsung Wallet replaces Samsung Pay, so you can add digital keys and membership cards to the watch. If you have a Flip or a Fold 5, you can control the camera in flex mode, but you don't need to feel left out if you have an older Galaxy phone. This is the S22 Ultra, and I still get camera controls, including zooming with the bezel, which is kinda nice. And universal gestures is one of those hidden features I really think needs more airtime. Just like assistive touch on the Apple Watch, you can control the Galaxy Watch with gestures if you can't touch the screen or press buttons. Like I alluded to earlier, there really isn't much new when it comes to the health and fitness side on the Galaxy Watch 6. Only a new track run workout type, and you can now create custom workouts. It still auto-detects activities like running, swimming, walking, and Samsung quietly added back in cycling. Yay! The personalized heart rate zones for running is part of One UI 5 Watch, so that means it's also coming to older Galaxy watches from the 4 and 5. But this is something that Apple, Fitbit, and Garmin have had for a while now, so it's really just playing catch up. The new sleep tracking features are just bringing the watch up to speed with the others on the market. Really, the biggest change that I noticed was displaying your sleep score on the watch. Yes, you do need to charge this watch every day to track sleep, but fortunately, if you are running low at the end of the day, an 8-minute charge should give you enough juice to get through the nights. The Galaxy Watch 6 now supports irregular heart rhythm notifications, but you will need a Galaxy phone to use this feature and to use the ECG. Now, you can get the Samsung Health Monitor app on other Androids by installing an APK, but technically it's not supported. And if you want more analysis on sensor accuracy, I've got all of those details in my text review linked in the description. Suffice to say, because the sensors are all the same as the Watch 5, there really isn't that much new to say. So, buy it, skip it, or try it? I would say try it if you're upgrading from an older Galaxy Watch before the Series 4 that happens to run Tizen. If you have a Galaxy Watch 4 or 5, look, it doesn't really make that much sense to upgrade unless you get an amazing trade-in deal and you do want a little bit more battery life and a slightly bigger screen. Because don't forget, you're getting the main software updates anyway, once UI 5 watch arrives later in the year. Thanks so much for watching. I hope this review was helpful for you. As always, I love to answer any questions that I didn't get to in this review down in the comments. So let me know what else you want to know, and I'll catch you next time.